Okay, before the Switch 2 is announced, I wanted to make this video while the first generation Nintendo Switch is still relevant. And I know there are already a ton of videos about how people have modded and upgraded their own Switches, either through overclocking, adding more RAM, or whatever else people are doing now. Oddly enough, I actually haven't modded the Switch featured in this video, even though it is relatively easy based off of the model. Even if I did, I find myself playing PC games more often, and even if I do want to play Switch games, I usually just emulate them. That's not to say I don't play a few games on the Switch, like Tetris 99 and some other games with online multiplayer, but it's rare when I do. And that's because I don't want to pay to use online services from Nintendo, even though it is only 20 bucks a year. I guess playing PC games got me used to only paying one bill instead of two. Anyway, you're not here for a rant, you're here for a reconstructed Switch. The story of this Nintendo Switch actually begins with another Switch that was modded, but was banned because it was running a game that leaked early. Not going to mention any titles, but you can probably guess which one. And it wasn't using EmuNAND, it was using SysNAND. I won't get into details, but if that sort of thing happens, you need a new motherboard at that point because Nintendo will identify that specific Switch and ban it from accessing their online services. So, a new motherboard was ordered from iFixit on Amazon, which was not cheap, but well worth it in the end, and the board was replaced in the once modded Switch. The original Switch and all the games were transferred back to the Switch, and it was once again able to access the eShop and play online games. The owner then informed me he did not want me to modify his Switch this time. Fair enough. And that would be the end of the story if iFixit hadn't accidentally sent two Nintendo Switch motherboards instead of one, both being the same model. Now, let me remind you, these things are not cheap. So iFixit was contacted and we asked them what they wanted us to do. They told us we could keep it, so everyone was happy. Now that I had a spare motherboard, I contacted some friends to see if they had any broken switches that I could use to build my own. One of them did, as it turned out, and I traded him my modded old 3DS for it. From there, I replaced the board, which had a broken charging port, and everything worked fine. But I still needed Joy-Cons, so I went to the store and bought some, and I had a Switch again. I will say there were some difficulties specifically with the ribbon cable that goes on the screen because the latch actually broke while I was putting everything back together, but I was able to get everything to hold together just right with enough painter's tape and electrical tape. So I guess you could say this video is made possible by iFixit, but I am by no means sponsored by them. Anyway, thanks for stopping by and I hope you enjoyed this little video.